Wait for everything to show me that it's on and running. That appears to be good. That looks good. This is looking good. If you haven't dropped a like, consider doing so. It'll help us out on the stream, get it going here. Got a couple. Well, it's thunderstorming out, so I don't know. If the stream goes out, then, you know, it's weather related. We can only hope that nothing bad happens with that. Because unfortunately, it started thunderstorming pretty quick tonight, so, yeah. Unfortunate drawback. Jesus. There we go. All right. So how's everybody doing? Hopefully quite well this evening. Tonight we decided we're going to do our final mock draft because we're literally a week away. This time next week we'll be watching the draft, figuring out. We already know who is gone. What is it? 8:30 start time? 8 o'clock start time? It'll be like, like 6 or 7, maybe 10 picks in, depending on like how fast everything goes. What's up, Fernando? You were watching South Park, and I heard that's good, and you got scared. Oh, shit. Oh, because the stream, you were just kind of waiting for it to pop open. Yeah, that can happen. Yeah, so in like, I don't know, like five minutes, we'll get started on the drafting. We'll all probably have a pretty good idea of who's going to go where, because today was the last day of visits. All that's over with. Pretty much everybody's just going to have to make their picks now. You know, just kind of an updated idea on who might go where. And what's up, Kevin? Like a fun thing is that you know how everyone kind of agrees that like Bijan Robinson is the best running back in the class, but he's only met with 2 teams in Tampa Bay and the Eagles. So, you know, just a couple like things like that you like want to keep in mind when you're like, oh, maybe Bijan will go to this team. It's like, well, I don't know if a team's going to draft a guy they didn't like talk to at all. What's up, Mike? Again, if you guys haven't dropped likes, consider doing so to help us out. There's only like 3 or 4 when the stream got started. So, you know, if you want to be cool. Excuse me. Pat's visited with Levi. Thoughts? Oh, yeah, Levis. Yeah, the Patriots. It's a good thing to meet with young quarterbacks, especially when teams that you play often might draft him. In teams like the Jets. Not the Jets, sorry, wrong team. The Colts and the Raiders both are kind of tied heavily to Will Levis. They might take him. And the Patriots play both the Raiders and the Colts this year. So it could just be intel gathering, getting an idea of who this kid is. That's the way you should probably interpret that. The draft is next Thursday. Yep. So it's 6 days if you don't count today. Yeah, Mike had probably the best take on that I've seen yet. That was Mike's take right away on that. He's like, why wouldn't you want to gather intel on somebody? And I'm like, I like read that, and then I seen Mike's take, and I went, yeah, that's the right take. So I have a question. Everybody's like, why haven't the Patriots named Mac Jones the starter? Okay. You want to hear my counterpoint to that? Have the Chiefs named Patrick Mahomes the starter? Just a small question. What's up, guys? Still in a lot of pain, but both of my cheeks, they put to another. Ooh. Oh, man. That's tough. I'm sorry to hear, Kevin. I'm glad. Hopefully you start healing good. Yeah. Literally, like, has Josh Allen been named the starter for the Bills yet? Like, what? Like unquestioned starters they're not named starters. That's not how things work in the NFL. They don't put up a depth chart on at the end of the year and go, "Here's the starters, boys." You only name a starter when there's an actual controversy to be had. Because there's nothing there, you know what I mean? It's like why isn't the media asking why, if the Chiefs, if they just signed Blaine Gabbert, why would they do that with Mahomes? Well, he's their backup. What do you think Bailey Zappi is? Brian Hoyer is like 800 years old. He's not, you know, what's the point of having a long-term backup? Yeah. It's always just such lazy shit. It's like Joe Burrow hasn't been named the starter yet. Just saying. Deshaun Watson hasn't been named the Browns starter. I'm just saying. You know what I mean? Only teams that don't have a clear starter have to like actually go out of the way to name the quarterback that's going to start. You can kind of just assume who's going to be the team starter next year, unless they trade the quarterback away probably a month ago. At this point, I don't think there's like any other than like this weird Aaron Rodgers thing that's going on. Like anybody but him, quarterback wise, probably would have been moved. It's getting a little late for quarterback movement, minus like Trey Lance. What's up, Jeremy? And there is one thing: the Trey Lance to Minnesota rumors are heating up. And if you remember my take months and months and months and months and months ago, when I said that, wouldn't it be hilarious if Kirk Cousins and Trey Lance were traded? All I'm saying, hey, all of a sudden there's what's up, Jacob? What's up, Jeremy? How you guys doing? All of a sudden there's a bunch of ties to those two. There's ties between that thing happening. I don't think Kirk Cousins will be sent to Minnesota or to 49ers, but Kirk is a free agent after this year, just saying. He would be very good on the 49ers. Yeah, he'd be real good over there. Yeah, I'm pretty excited for the draft. I'm ready for it to be over and out of the way. Yeah, it's just the Purdy injury. He's probably going to be out for a year with Tommy John, especially since he got it like kind of like weirdly delayed. In 2 minutes, we're going to start the draft, by the way. I like to wait like 10 minutes and then start these so people can get in. Oh, Brady, yeah, if you only read a headline about that and didn't listen to the video, Brady was trolling the Dolphins. I don't think Aaron's going to cost you guys a first-round pick. It's a conditional first-round pick. You guys could get Aaron Rodgers right now for a second that's conditional in 2024. And if he plays in 2024, you guys have to give up a first. Do you know that's all the Packers want for Aaron Rodgers? No, the headlines are a little misleading. Just listen to the video. He's clearly not going to play. If he does, it'd be a shocking decision. Yeah, I think the Niners should just run it with Lance. But they might trade him. They said that they're not shopping Trey Lance, but they are very open to taking phone calls. If that makes sense. It made sense to me anyway. That's what their GM said. John Lynch? Yeah, that's who. He was like, yeah, we're not actively shopping Trey, but like we're not taking phone calls. Mercedes Lewis, yeah, it's one of his boys. Yeah, tight ends are tight ends, man. In the NFL, if you work with a certain tight end, you just kind of want to keep that guy around. You guys ready? We can get started here in a minute. Starting to fill up a little bit. By the way, thank you to anyone who's left a like so far before we get going. You know, help us get up to 10, 11 maybe. I don't know what number we're at. We were at 4, but, you know, whatever. We got like 30 seconds. We'll wait. Yeah, we can do trades this one like always. So there'll be trades in this. There'll be you know, whatever you guys want to think. Remember, it's always popular rule kind of wins it. If you're a fan of the team, you can get one like very specified pick. You can be like, no, my team is going to draft this player, like, and you'll win the pick over the lot. And then, but otherwise it's consensus rule. And like, I always feel really bad because someone will make a really good point and it's like, God damn it. But like, there's like 7 people saying the same exact other pick. And it's like, well, we got to go with that, you know? And then I'll take their advice a little harder on the next one. All right, let's get going. What's up, Cheeto? Yep, Patriots got some, and they got to get a little bit bigger in the secondary. All right, we're going to do all first round. Let's go. And pause, like we always do. Carolina Panthers. I think we've all come to the conclusion that this has somehow become Bryce Young. To the shock of me personally, I thought it was going to be Stroud or Richardson, but all of a sudden Bryce Young has seemingly emerged as the only possible pick for the number 1. But I guess we can still entertain the idea of Stroud going 1. But it's one or the other, and it's like 95 to 99% likely Stroud or Bryce Young. Yeah, it just feels like this just suddenly emerged as the guy when it was like a month ago. If you go watch our first one, we like showed proof that Stroud was like the far and away pick the Carolina Panthers were going to take. So it's cool to see where things have evolved to. It depends if he's there, Kevin. Depends who's there. Anybody kind of disagree with this or have a different pick? Because I think the fun starts after this. You know what I mean? I always find that the number 1 pick can be a little obvious unless, you know, a team throws a curveball and goes Trayvon Walker over Hutchinson. Nobody would actually do that, but I'm just giving an example. Stroud, the number 2 pick will be pretty good. What's up, Wade? Yeah, draft should be fun. You're thinking Stroud. I'm thinking Bryce Young's almost been like I think he's like the unanimous number 1 at this point, right? I mean, Stroud could go number 1. I mean, it's not impossible. The Panthers were very interested in CJ Stroud at the beginning. But I think we're all, so far we have 2 Youngs. So we'll probably wind up just going Young. By the way, if you have an opinion on this, you should definitely get involved. This is like an everybody, like your opinions matter. Mine is very limited. Alabama has a ton of starters in the NFL. Yeah, they've liked both. So I mean, you can make a strong argument out otherwise. But I'm guessing it's Bryce Young here. Make you pizza. That's a good first round little dinner. What is this shit? Go away. There we go. I'll just go Bryce Young here. I think that's just the consensus. This way we can move on and just, you know, if we ever get into a stall, we're not allowed, you know. Here's where the fun begins. What the hell are the Houston Texans going to do? Jake Moody at 2. I mean, that's not a bad pick. I'll give my input really quick. I've seen a couple people say Stroud at number 2, and I will disagree. And I'll only give my 2 cents for what it's worth. I think they're going to take Will Anderson here, mainly because they do need that centerpiece on their defense still, and Will Anderson makes a nice one. They have a very offensive-minded young head coach who probably wants to get his centerpiece for his handcrafted defense that they've been building over the last couple years, very effectively, by the way. I feel like the Houston Texans right now can draft like 1, maybe 2 defensive pieces in this draft and have nearly a top 10 defense. And then if they want to run the ball with an already fixed up offensive line, with their second pick, they can take one of the best linemen in this draft. And then on top of that, all of a sudden they have Shaq Mason, they have this new guy, they have they have Tunzel, a new really good lineman, and they have Shaq Mason for Dameon Pierce. You can run the ball and just kind of play bully ball on defense with a pick like Will Anderson, and then take next year's quarterback class a little bit more, because it's a better class next year, top to bottom, with like Quinn Ewers and Shadur Sanders and Drake May and Caleb Williams, and you know, it just gets better and better the more you know. Like even like the bottom of the class is fucking like Quinn Ewers, and he's really good. Just like a really mismanaged prospect or talent in college. He literally has ran into. It's been one of the craziest stories ever in Quinn Ewers. Everywhere he goes, there's like a future like NFL superstar in front of him. It's been very unfortunate. So that's why I kind of think the Texans might not go quarterback here and might take Will Anderson, who I personally see as the best player in the draft. But you know, everybody has their own. But again, anybody, you know, if you have a different opinion, there is 2 for Stroud. So right now, Stroud's leading it. Drake May is going to be a really good quarterback in the NFL. I'd be surprised if he wasn't. You're gonna go Richardson. So we have a Richardson and a Stroud. Does anybody have any other takes? If you're just watching to watch, that's cool too. I appreciate it. But again, you know, it's always a little bit more fun to get anybody's take. Stroud, so a couple Strouds now. Shit, okay. Well, I don't think Arizona's gonna want to swap up Stroud, a bunch of Strouds. Man, no one. Okay, my opinion was pushed down. What's up, Kenny? All right. I'll put out my own mock draft where I have some pretty solid reasoning. They could just wait. If Stroud's going to go right here, then they can just take Will Anderson next. Yeah, Kenny, all the reports are that Houston's not drafting a quarterback. They've kind of openly stated that, yeah, we're not doing this draft. But yeah, all right, we can go Stroud. Everybody's saying Stroud. We'll do CJ Stroud. This is the wrong pick, but this isn't my personal mock draft. So they take a surefire bust at number 2, and let's go to the 3rd pick of the draft here. What does Arizona do? What are you guys thinking? Because apparently we're all on different wavelengths on this draft. Who do they draft? Miles Murphy at number 3. Just you know, Will Anderson, no contest. Yeah, I mean, it's cool that they fall to their. I mean, that's the right pick for them. They desperately need to replace their edge rushers. They've ran out of Chandler Jones, J.J. Watt. There's a 3rd guy that they just lost. So yeah, I mean, Will Anderson is the pick here. I mean, I don't know how he falls to 3, but it is the right pick. Yeah, they need to replace like 40 different guys. Yeah, I don't know why any team would take an Ohio State quarterback, but all right. Will Anderson will go to the Cardinals because again, I don't really see another pick that would be good here. We could do a trade, but if they see the thing is with the Cardinals trading here, which I don't think they should. If they do that, Will Anderson falls to the Seahawks, and that is very, very bad. You don't want that if you're this team. So you almost have it's like one of them things where it's like if you trade this pick, you have to trade it with the knowledge that Will Anderson's gonna go to this pick because Seattle will get Will Anderson or Jalen Carter probably. So it's one of them catch-22s for the Cardinals where they kind of have to take this pick. Otherwise, someone in their division rival gets one of the 2 best players in the draft. So yeah, we'll just put Willie on the there we go. So the Colts are an interesting take for me. Yeah, I agree, Kenny. Maybe he will go for a jog on the highway. Dude, that's fuck Kevin. 4 for me has got to be a quarterback. Yeah, I'm thinking quarterback too. You have Levis, you have Richardson. One of those 2 guys probably go here. And I think it just kind of depends on how you see what the Colts want to do. I'm thinking the Colts want Levis. You're fine, man. I think he was drugged apparently and like held hostage or something. We'll see if any of those reports are true. And if they are, then it's like, man, you can't make those jokes. That was because then it's otherwise it's just like, yeah, the joke's fine. But like, if the reports are true that Dwayne Haskins was like drugged or something, yeah, his family's suing a bunch of people about that. So I mean. It's the only reason why I like recoiled a little bit. I'm like, I don't know right now. We'll wait and see if that's true or not. But yeah, with the Colts, I don't know. No, you don't have to feel bad, Kevin. If you didn't know that, just, you know, that's the only reason why I recoiled. Otherwise, you know, I've made plenty of Dwayne Haskins jokes prior to that. Not a ton of them, but like, you know, my own fair share. Yeah, I'm guessing Richardson. Or Levis? What do you guys... It's kind of one of those cool things where it's like, if they take Levis, then Seattle has an interesting conversation with Richardson and Jalen Carter at the next pick. And then, you know, then obviously the Raiders are another fun part. Levis. I've seen a Levis and I've seen a Richardson. I'm guessing Levis too. Kind of just based on the quarterback history in Indianapolis. They tend to go for a very specific looking quarterback in Indy. Yeah, Kevin said the part that I can't say because I have strike points on my channel right now. So, like, Chris Ballard has a very specific taste in quarterbacks. It's not even like what Kevin said. It's more or less the it's more, they like the like pocket passing quarterback, like the more traditional style quarterback. Cause like they'll take in guys like Jacoby Brissett, and like guys like that, but like Jacoby Brissett plays a more like traditional style pocket pass, like not exactly pocket passing, but he's more of like a drop back in the thing, and like, you know, he can play in the Patriot style offenses just fine. That's kind of like where he excels at. So it's more like that, and that's probably why Ballard and like the Colts might go Levis over Richardson, because it's more of like scheme fit. It just fits them better. Like they don't have to develop him as much as you do Anthony Richardson. Sure, there's a few things you got to work on with Levis, as all rookies, but like Richardson's got like whole throw mechanics to get right. Like he's gonna be good. I do think Richardson's probably a better long-term prospect, but what's up, Matt? Welcome back. But it does feel like Levis is like, they're kind of like, it's like the right fit for them. So, and I think we all agree on Levis here. No one's really disagreed either. I mean, Richardson, like if this was this team, now Seattle's the interesting team because there's probably a couple picks people can make. Yeah, exactly, J Cam. It's the Colts are more likely to take Will Levis here. Yeah, Kevin, he puts mayo in his coffee and he eats banana skins. This guy's a complete savage. I wouldn't put him anywhere near my football team, but I mean, the Colts can have him. They're a match made in heaven. 5 is going to be Jalen Carter. There is just so much more talent next year. I might as well stick with Geno for the... Yeah, no, I don't disagree with them sticking with Geno, but do they want to take Richardson and develop him for a year or two behind Geno? J-Cam, that's what I'm talking about there, because I think there's a couple picks there, right? Kenny has a good point with Tyree Wilson going for this pick, which Seattle does need defensive line help. It could be edge, it could be tackle, but if we're going to go defensive line, probably Jalen Carter. You know what I mean, Kenny? That's more my head immediately goes. It'd probably be like, well, if they're going to go line, they could just get a different edge rusher. You're not going to get Jalen Carter somewhere else in this draft. But you could argue Richardson, but you could also argue Seattle could see Hendon Hooker as a more viable long-term NFL option, with less like development needs, right? Like you can kind of look at Hendon Hooker in like the second or third round with his ACL thing as a less risky prospect than hoping Richardson hits all those developmental goals, you know. I think Seattle takes Hooker in the second round, but you know, we can see when it gets there. J-Cam, apparently every team that talked to Jalen at his pro day, and every team, apparently a lot of the that's just speeding. A lot of teams really don't give a shit about the speeding stuff. You know, that's not, I hate to say it like this, but like, you know, there's probably a few teams that won't draft him because of the speeding, but like everybody else will still take him. You know, and then a lot of that, like the problems at the pro day were weirdly over exaggerated apparently. And apparently most teams still see him as like the second, maybe first best player in the draft. That's all. Yeah, they don't, you know, driving your car really fast. I mean, do any teams really care if Myles Garrett has what, like 7 speeding tickets, like very bad speeding tickets to his name? I mean, however many there are, more than 2 or 3. Remember when he flipped his car and everybody just kind of went, "Oh, that's, oh well." I don't know. Some people, you know, people have lead feet. It's bad. It causes problems, but Friendly faces, fun, humble folks. Oh, you're watching South Park. So what are we thinking here? Seattle takes Carter, or I think all of us kind of agreed Carter is the pick here, right? It's not a bad pick. It'll be the right one. I mean, Tyree Wilson does make some sense too if you think they desperately need edge, but I think tackles are very important, especially since they play with, you know, Jalen Carter or with Sue. They know how dangerous tackle could be. So we go in here. Damn, it just thunderstormed again outside. The Lions are interesting. Is Chase here? Yeah, Pete Carroll also drafts really well, so yeah. Yeah, from Denver. Yep, it's part of the Russell Wilson trade. It's just like Detroit having this pick because of the Rams. This should be Denver and the Los Angeles Rams picking here. But the Rams went on that fuck that pick spree, and now they're a terrible football team, and the Broncos really better hope that Russell turns it around this year. What's up, Daniel? Yes, before I got my food, Lions trade down. I've heard that they're very interested in getting Witherspoon here. I don't know if the Lions will trade, though. What do we think the Lions do? They're very tied to Witherspoon, apparently. Like, that's like, if you ask Lions fans who they're going to pick, like the vast majority will be like, we're taking Devin Witherspoon. I don't know when that happened. Wilson is great too. Tyree, yeah, but the Lions don't need edge rushers. They have they have James Houston, and if Jalen Carter was here, the Lions would probably take Jalen Carter. It would be almost as quick as them taking Hutch last year. But now it's like, well, what corner do they want? They have their pick of the litter. They can take Christian Gonzalez. They could take Witherspoon. They could take Porter Jr. if you think he's going to be the best. So. Nah, the Lions, I think with the current regime, they don't really play around with the draft. They take the pick that they got to take. Plus, the Lions do have a second pick at 18, so they're kind of loaded with draft picks in this first round. They could trade back. I mean, do you guys think they'll trade back, or what do you guys think? I could just make the pick, and claim to be the fan of the team. I have no problem doing that. I'll just make this my pick and do what I'm going to do. I'm gonna channel Chase on this one. I know what he was gonna. I'm gonna do a pick for somebody. We're just gonna do what I know. What we're gonna put Devin Kenny. The Lions aren't gonna take an edge rusher. We're gonna put Devin Witherspoon on the Lions. That feels like it's gonna be the pick. Yeah, I mean, if the Lions, if Carter's there, the Lions take Carter. You know what I mean? Like the Lions have pretty much come out and been like, yeah, we're gonna take Carter, but they can't get him. So here's the Raiders. Do they take Anthony Richardson, or what do we think they do here? Yeah, I just don't see the Lions taking edge. Not that early in the draft when they had 16 sacks from 2 rookies. That's what I would call a very low position of need for the Lions is edge. Forwards, Raiders, Richardson, Garoppolo, Mentor. I don't disagree. Especially with because they're kind of like the other team that's heavy tied to quarterback stuff. Especially, they do have an older quarterback that they can use as a mentor. And Jimmy's pretty much already said he's down to be a mentor. He's kind of just whatever. He's like, whatever, that's where I'm at now. Seems like he's gotten past the point of wanting to just always be the starter. I think he's kind of like, maybe I could just become the backup. Yeah, and the Raiders are also just bad drafters. That's my favorite part of Raiders history. They're just like, hey, we have 10 likes, by the way. I appreciate that, everyone. If you haven't dropped a like, consider doing so. Helps the stream out, gets a few more people in here. For everyone who hasn't dropped a like, leaves one, we might get it. Maybe we'll get 20. I don't know. Be cool, though. Alex Leatherwood, yeah, they released that guy. They'll probably draft a player to go 20th, yeah. They're gonna be the ones that take Broderick Jones. Like, oh, what the hell? I don't know. Who do we think? I think the only real pick's been we see Richardson, I guess Tyree Wilson. Kenny, why do you think everybody's gonna take Tyree Wilson? He's not that good. Like, he's not good. Like, the Raiders, I don't think the Raiders really need edge. Not like that. Don't they have Max Crosby and Chandler Jones? That's all I have to say. Like, isn't... Yeah, that's all, Kenny. That's the only reason I'm like, I don't think Tyree Wilson would go to two teams that desperately don't need edge rushers. They're like, well, we're good. We're paying a lot of money to our edge rushers. That'd be like $70 million in 3 edge rushers. They can't do that. So Anthony Richardson, I think, is going to wind up being the pick. Again, they need a quarterback. They got a guy they can sit behind for most of the year. They got a really good quarterback developing head coach. You know, probably the move. All right, Atlanta. Oh, boy. What do they do? They could trade. I don't know. They've made a lot of weird moves, so I'm kind of like trying to figure out what the hell the Falcons are up to. They could take Christian Gonzalez here. That wouldn't be a terrible pick. They could take Paris Johnson here. That wouldn't be bad to start building up that terrible offensive line a little bit. That's what it sounds like to me too, Mike, where I'm like, I don't think teams should do that. Trade for a new first rounder again, more talent next year. Well, the Falcons aren't, they could trade back Jones. Oh, Broderick Jones. That wouldn't be bad, but I think Paris Johnson's a little bit better of a tackle. What are you guys thinking? What's the... Could go tackle here. Could go corner. They probably need both. And with Paris and Christian there, it's like those are 2 really solid picks. It's like we all know who's going number 9 if he doesn't go right now, and that's Paris Johnson. You can just pretty much slot the Bears in at number 8 or at number 9 to take Paris Johnson. Do they take Christian Gonzalez here though? The Falcons. The Falcons take Tyree Wilson. Yeah, they do run the ball a lot, so I would have to imagine they might want to try to build up their offensive line, especially since their quarterback is young. They already have a decent like set of receivers, kind of. We thinking tackle? I'll just go Paris Johnson here. Yeah, we'll just do best available tackle. I think that's the right move for them. Because anything can go right here. They're in a situation where it's like the Texans last year where you could just put any. Oh my God, Tyler Algieri or something like that, and Desmond Ridder. They have like a slew of decent running backs. Or it's like not terrible, and if they had a better line, it'd be much better. It's kind of like Dameon Pierce and the Falcons, where it's like both those teams have good running backs if they could block better. And that's why I'm really hoping that the Texans draft an offensive lineman too. We'll see when we get to their next pick. Yeah, they also have Patterson too. I forgot they got Cordarrelle. All right, so now we're at the Bears. Did they take Broderick? We kind of just fucked over Chicago. They could also take Skoronski. I don't know. What are you guys thinking at this one? They could take Smith, or Smith and Jigba, Gonzalez. Yeah, they could use corner help. I don't know. Their defense probably doesn't need his help as much as this offense does. They have no offense. Trade with Pittsburgh. Tyree Wilson. They just take the wrong pick. They're just like, fuck Justin Fields. Or did they sign a bunch of offensive linemen? If they did, someone's going to have to remind me who they signed. Because I'll go with a defensive player. I have no problem doing that. You hearing they might trade with them? We could do a trade here. Do you guys want to do a trade? Have Pittsburgh shoot up the draft? Kenny, who would the Steelers shoot up the draft for, though? Who, like Christian Gonzalez or Joey Porter? We could do a trade. Who are we trading with? And who is the team trading? And what are we trading up for? Pittsburgh wants a lineman. They want Broderick Jones at 9 real bad. They want Skoronski. They like, we don't have any corners. We need a corner. We need Christian Gonzalez. That could be a thing. The Steelers did just lose like Joe Hayden and Cam Sutton. So I mean that is kind of like a weird new era for them, and I think they're getting kind of old in the secondary. What's up, Jags? Yeah, we can do a trade. We can do a trade between the Steelers and the Bears. But just you have to tell me, we'd have to kind of figure out why the Steelers would want to shoot up the board so aggressively. For Gonzalez. We can do Gonzalez there. Is anybody opposed to that? Anybody got any better trade ideas? Let's go take a look at the teams that could trade. You have a team like the Titans who might be kind of like jumpity to get one of these receivers. Washington could be after something. Chargers could go after one of these receivers too. They could just get a little anxious and go grab somebody. They could be after like a Christian Gonzalez. Yeah, we're doing the Tigers tomorrow, Kevin. Yep. Chargers are interesting. They could try to move up to go get Gonzalez to try to compete with all these teams getting all these good corners. Do you want to do that? That adds like some cool drama to it. Because again, their secondary is kind of ass, and J.C. Jackson isn't really panning out to be anything for them. That would give reason, especially since Witherspoon just got drafted. So you want to do that? Everybody said trade. The people who are speaking up said do the trade. So we'll do. Have a good one, Kevin. See you tomorrow. Chargers want to trade. They offer this. Next year's first. I hope I didn't do this backwards. Yeah, I did it right. Look at that. I've never gotten a trade rejected lately. And I don't have forced trades on. All right, so now the Chargers are on the clock. And we said they're going to do Christian Gonzalez, right? Or who are the Chargers tied to anybody? They could take the receiver here. They can go in Jigba. They can go Zay Flowers, who's shooting up a lot of boards. They could go Broderick Jones. They could go Tyree Wilson. They could go Christian Gonzalez. They essentially have their pick of the litter now. This wouldn't be a bad pick either. They seem to have a lot of picks this year. Anybody has any who's just chilling watching? That's fine. I think the idea was to just go with Gonzalez. So we'll go with Christian Gonzalez here to the Chargers. Whatever. What do we think the Eagles do here? Fun thing to note that the Eagles were one of the only two teams that met with running back Bijan Robinson for the draft. So he might be toward the end of the draft though. And the other team was Tampa Bay. So just a couple things to keep your eye on. But I think they'd take Bijan towards the end of the round, knowing that the only other team that might be interested in him in round one is Tampa, who has bigger needs than a running back. So, just fun thing to remember. Eagles have 2 firsts, so Yeah, they might be looking at offensive linemen, so this could be like Broderick Jones. They could be trying to like re-bolster up the defense who lost a few guys, so they could be looking at like Skoronski could be a guy. No, you don't have to meet with them. It just is a sign that you're probably not going to be drafted by a team in the first round if they didn't meet with you all week. You know what I mean? Like why would a team want to take a guy that they just didn't talk to all week? That'd be a little strange. Like what do they even know about? Like why risk all that? Yeah, you know what I mean? It's one of them things you can just kind of calculate. Um I don't know. Can go line. Well, I don't think the Eagles need to draft offensive line. Not in the first round. Their offensive line's kind of loaded. I'm thinking this would be a defensive pick. This could be Tyree Wilson. I think the Eagles are a type of team that would see that a player projected to go in the top 5 is just kind of chilling there, and I think they would take him. If the Ravens were right here, they'd take him. So I think this could be where Tyree goes. Mainly because Fletcher Cox's starting to get old. They're starting to get a little old on certain spots, and I think edge rusher might be one of them. So I think Tyree would be the pick here, if anybody. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too, Mike. Just based off just they're starting to get a little old on that though. Yeah, just go D line. They don't really need O line right now. Tennessee, are they going Smith and Jigba? Feels like a pretty easy one here. I seen a hilarious mock where the Patriots swap picks here, and the Patriots and Titans swap picks with Mac Jones involved. Or no, the Patriots just acquire this pick for Mac Jones. Yeah, yeah, Lions. Trust me, you don't want Lions. Are you gonna build a team with 3 edge rushers for some reason? What is Hutchinson kind of a bust and Houston not very good? Genuine question. Would you say that like edge rusher is like a position of dire need for the Detroit Lions right now when you had 2 rookie edge rushers put up 16.5 sacks? If so, I'm glad you're not building the Lions. Like, what are we going to do? You'd be like, yeah, we're going to put another edge rusher. And then the next year, we'll just keep drafting edge rushers. Most of the corners will be gone by 15. The 3 good corners are all gone by 15. I literally don't know where Tyree Wilson came from. I think the Lions will go corner here before they add in a 3rd edge rusher. Again, 16.5, 17 sacks out of 2 rookies is a crazy number for the Lions last year. I don't think you could really rationalize drafting another first-round edge rusher, especially because James Houston hit. Like, if the Lions didn't have James Houston, I'd be like, yeah, they need to draft another edge rusher. Well, yeah, because only suckers pay for something like this. What do we think of the Titans do? No one's really given too much. JSN. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. Blip. They need receivers. All right, here's the Texans. Probably tackle, offensive line. That's my idea for the Texans anyway. Is they start building up this decrepit offensive line. I know they have 3 decent pieces right now in Shaq Mason, old buddy, Laremy Tunzel, and there's another guy I'm forgetting about, but he's not bad. See you later, Fernando. Good luck on your test. I'm guessing probably offensive line here is probably the move. With their first pick, we had them go with a quarterback for whatever reason. So if we're gonna go quarterback in this draft, what do you guys think? Then they go defense now, or like, what do you think? Peter Skoronski could be the move. They could go Bijan Robinson, or not Bijan, Broderick Jones. Because again, their offensive line, they should keep building it, keep building it, keep building it. That's, again, they do have a really good running back too in Dameon Pierce. So, but then again, they also need defensive pieces. So you could maybe argue Miles Murphy could go here. You could argue Lucas Van Ness, Joey Porter could go. Darnell Wright, the tight end. Would that be a trade back type thing? Because I feel like they could trade back if they want to do that. Yeah, the offensive tackle. Well, I think Skoronski could do that. Pete Skoronski's still right there. I mean, he could go right here. I think Peter's a better tackle. If they do that, we should just, I mean, would we want to do another trade down? Would anybody trying to be trading up? Like, I don't know. Skoronski. Yeah, we'll just go Skoronski here. All right. That makes sense. Boom, boom. All right. New York Jets. They are going to draft Jacob Gall or Xavier Valade. Imagine paying for something that's been free for forever. That's called a sucker, dude. Yeah, that's what. Yeah, that's what suckers do. I'm not a. If it literally starts to cost to use Twitter, I'll just be like, all right, this is it for me. Goodbye. Like, I'm paying for this shit. The fuck? Better be 0 ads on here. Oh, there's an ad. All right, I quit. Anyway, I don't know. What do we think the Jets gonna do? Yeah, I don't care. I'd rather not give that guy any money. I'm not gonna pay for something that was free. You're not fundamentally understanding my point. Doesn't matter how much it cost. It was free. It should always remain free. If it starts costing money, I'm not going to use it. That's called being a sucker. Yeah, they're probably going to go offensive line here, I would have to imagine, too. Tackle, yeah. Yeah, we'll just go Broderick Jones. They've been crying about offensive linemen and shit. I mean, their offensive line is dog shit, so, it's one of them things where they probably have to start building this up, especially if they go get Aaron Rodgers. They're not going to really want to throw him in front of, whatever the hell that offensive line has been. So. No, I never. What the fuck? No, I don't. I barely use Twitter. There are times where I've gone years between tweeting anything. I don't really use Twitter like that. If the site just becomes read only, that's fine by me too. I don't really use it to post. I use it to aggregate sports news. Zay Flowers. Yeah, who gives a shit? I just go buy it. I could put $8 on a fucking prepaid Visa card and go pay for it. But look, I'm verified. It was like, okay, cool. Social media is stupid. You saying Zay Flowers, Mike? I mean, yeah, I don't care about any of them. They all sound the same kind of gay to me. All right, we'll do Zay Flowers here, Mike. He's the third. All right, we'll do that. All right. I hope he doesn't turn into the next N'Keal Harry, and like Jordan Addison doesn't turn into DK Metcalf. Like, I just hope like our luck doesn't strike, but like the next team to take a receiver always winds up getting like the next megastar receiver. So congratulations, Green Bay. Whatever receiver you guys take right here, here's the next home run megastar. Almost guaranteed, by the way. Or he'll always be a little bit better than whatever they could do. And it has nothing to do with like the wrong pick. They could be an all-pro. Your guy's going to be just a little bit better. Oh shit, Kenny's I think Kenny's all alone because the other Packers fans, you know, haven't seen them in a minute. Sadly. I don't know. I have no idea what the Packers are going to do. And I have no idea what their other picks might look like. They could try to package picks up and move up the board, especially depending on like what they get for Rodgers. Because this is going to be the year you want to cash in all your Jets picks if you got them. You don't want to be having any like 2024, 2025 Jets futures. Michael Mayer. That's what I'm thinking. Who was the best tight end on the board? See, Kenny and Miguel were on a very similar wavelength right there. There's Dalton Kincaid or Michael Mayer. I'm gonna say Michael Mayer, Kenny, because I think he's probably the best one in the draft. But or Darnell Washington, but I think you wouldn't need to get him in the first round. Yeah, exactly. Cooltron. Somebody will just make a new one. Yeah, Meyer is probably the best option, Kenny, unless you want Kincaid. You thinking Meyer? Mayer? Yeah, that's what I was thinking too, Kenny. Or Miguel. Man, Kenny's deep in thought right now. He's like, man, the weight of the Packer Nation depends on me right now. Oh, you're just looking up a couple things? For sure. So, how's everybody doing? Hopefully quite well. You know. Almost good, Kenny. I know he's like, lose yourself in the music the moment you want. Yeah, you know, he's getting hype right now. He's like, come on, Kenny. Get your fucking head in the game. Get your motherfucking head in the game. He's got on the sweatsuit right now, fucking running in place. He's typing it out right now. He's like, oh, his hands are shaking. He's like, I don't know if I can press send. I don't know if I can press send. You're gonna go Meyer? Okay, Kenny, we'll go Meyer. I don't think that's a bad pick. I think that's the best type. If you weren't gonna take him, that was the only pick going to the Bengals that I had 100%. I would consider you stole this from Cincinnati because I feel like this is gonna be their diamond in the rough pick. Enough to where I think Cincinnati, where the Bengals at? All right, where I think the Bengals may even try to trade up to get Michael Mayer. To be honest, but we're at Washington now, and I have no fuck because they're gonna have a new owner, so who knows what they're gonna do. Um, I have genuinely no earthly idea what they're gonna do. For sure, Kenny, no problem. We're just messing around. You could argue just about anything here except maybe running back. And maybe wide receiver. Because they have pretty good running backs. The receiving core isn't bad. Porter. You know, this always happens to the Steelers fans in my drafts, where we're almost about to put Joey Porter Jr. on the in Washington on the Steelers, and then it's always Washington that comes in and steals him. And it's always like, yeah, that's the pick, isn't it? But it is, I think, worth noting or noteworthy that Joey Porter Jr. has fallen pretty aggressively during this draft process. And I'm just wondering why. I wonder why that is. Because he did start off as like the hottest, like, what's the word? Pre-draft prospect. Like he was like the #1 corner, I feel like, when everything began. And now he's quickly fallen. And I'm wondering if this is a case of like Kyle Hamilton last year, where it's like a weirdness where it's like, that was weird. And then it like goes back to normal. Damn, it's raining pretty good out there. So, I don't know. We could go with Porter here, because again, that's always probably the right pick. They probably need secondary, so especially with their division the way it is right now, because the Eagles have 1.5 billion good receivers. Cowboys are on that way, so you know, things to consider. All right, what do we got now? The Pittsburgh Steelers. I don't know. I feel like there's a good amount of things you could do with this. Does too much contact. That's things you can be coached out of. You could be, or they can just move him to safety. I'm surprised he hasn't been moved to safety, or he's not moving to safety. Now, like, unironically, it probably will be a really cool place to play as soon as they get a new owner. I'm not gonna lie, Washington might be like the funnest place to go play in like a year. Because whatever the new owner's gonna do, he's gonna try to come in and dramatically change the culture there. And it might be really cool play. It might be like playing for the Lions right now, where everything kind of just seems really kick-ass and fun as soon as they put Sheila Ford Hamp in charge. Like there's like think about it, because as Lions fans, you guys have to see the difference an owner makes, right? Think about your owners prior to Sheila Ford. That team was like going, and now all of a sudden you like, huh? Like an owner makes all the difference, and I think Washington might actually not be a shithole if they get the right owner, and it seems like they're getting the right owner. So you can see the similar thing in like the St. Louis Rams when Kroenke got them, and now they're Super Bowl champions and shit. Like Kraft when he bought the Patriots, they become a multi-team year dynasty, like a 2-time dynasty. You know, ownership groups matter. Ownerships matter. I think the culture setting comes a lot from ownership. I don't know what the Steelers do here. This has been one of the least participated in full stream drafts we've ever done. This isn't my mock draft. This is supposed to be your guys's. So it's always really confusing when a bunch of people, when everyone's like, we don't really want to give you our opinions. Those are our secrets. We're going to only tell you after you make the pick and let you know if we disagree or agree. Like, we just redo it? Like, nope, we'll just be even quieter. Steelers need offensive line. Yeah, that's my thoughts too. Let's see what we got. There's Darnell Wright and boy, there isn't. DeJuan Jones, Cody Mauch. Kind of, I don't know. Darnell Wright might be the pick here for them, I guess. We can go right. Works. Detroit's second pick. This is an interesting one. I have no idea what they're gonna do here. You could always look to See, now they could add an edge rusher, but I don't know if they really need that. They could add Brian Branch. He plays pretty aggressive football. They could add another corner safety. Because again, those are pretty big needs. With 5 of their draft pick, they draft. Yeah, it's a pretty common thing that happens. Your team's probably not going to meet with guys they don't want to draft. I don't know. Anyone got any strong feeling on who the Lions might draft in the second pick? Tight end at 18. Dalton Kincaid here. We've already got Michael Mayer going to the Packers, so. And the question is Dalton a kind of like a multi-purpose tight end? Does he block and catch? Brian Branch. Kind of my thoughts too. Brian Branch feels like a pretty solid pick for this spot. Could be the move. Yeah, I don't think the Lions because they kind of got rid of Hawkinson because he's not the greatest blocker. So my guess there is that they're probably not going to go get a guy who's, not a good blocking tight end. And if they're going to get a tight end to block, then, no reason to draft that guy in the first round. Not usually anyway, in my opinion. Lions probably aren't going to draft Bijan. They didn't meet with him. Only 2 teams met with Bijan Robinson at all. That's the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Philadelphia Eagles. I don't think the Lions have any interest in drafting him. Honestly, it doesn't sound like anybody has any interest in drafting Bijan Robinson, at all. It sounds like no one wants him. Unless he's lying and he met with a bunch of teams. But I mean, I guess that's possible. Man, I didn't realize that people. I appreciate everyone who's tuned in. I just don't know why it's so quiet. Only 4 people are participating in the actual drafting. That's fine though. I should have just made this my own mock draft. Yeah, we're just going to go Brian Branch. We'll just speed this along here. Like fucking pulling teeth at this point. All right, what do we think about the Buccaneers? Don't everybody jump at once. Cansey? I've never heard of that person, so I doubt he's going in the first round. Bijan here? Yeah, sure. I don't care. Murphy? Yeah, I'm guessing edge, but I mean Murphy would be a pretty solid pickup too. He's like the 10th ranked guy. Trying to give people time to say why they want to make their picks, but my guess would be I don't really know. I don't really know what their needs are. They don't really need offensive linemen, by the way. Like, the reason their line was bad last year was everybody got hurt upon the offensive line. It wasn't like, oh, here's one of the shittiest offensive. No, it's a talented group. So I'm thinking they don't need that. Don't really think they need receivers. Their corners are actually pretty solid. They lost Sue. Jason Pierre-Paul is really old. No, it doesn't tell me team needs on this one. I don't think they need a receiver that bad, do they? Don't they have Edmonds and Godwin? I don't think that... Like, I don't think a team with two very good players at one position should draft that same position in the first round. It'd be like the Lions drafting an edge rusher in round 1. The fuck would they do that? They did that last year, and they hit 2 home runs. They got like nearly 17 sacks out of 2 rookies. I don't think they need that. Yeah, but I don't think they literally... I think Myles Murphy might be the right pick, mainly because... Who are their edge rushers? Sue's gone. Jason Pierre-Paul is fucking 800 years old. You know what I mean? I'm like, who are their edge rushers? Do they even have anybody left at that position? Is the D-line just decrepit there? They could go Lucas Van Ness, I guess. You know what I mean? So when I'm thinking of the Bucks, I mean we can go Johnston. I just don't really see it. Feels like a bit of a reach. But then again, they are the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They're not a very good football team. So historically, yeah, I think they'd go receiver. We could do that. It's fine. You're the only one other than Cooltron that gave an opinion. So, but I'm going to lead on Murphy because that's where I also agree. Seattle's up now. What do we have them do earlier? Jalen Carter. So what are we thinking here? They go Lucas Van Ness. Go Isaiah Foskey. They could take one of these corners that are left. I'm guessing they go defense here. They could take Cam Smith. A good number of picks that could go on here for Seattle. Because again, I don't think they need to pick up Hendon Hooker at this pick or a new quarterback quite yet. Not quite yet. Could be next year, third round to grab a guy like Lucas. That's what I was thinking too. Feels like a Pete Carroll kind of guy. And it's a pretty big position in need for them that, just fills an immediate gap. So, anyone has any strong otherwise picks, I'm probably just going to grab him in here and we can, skedaddle on forward. All right. The Chicago Bears, are we thinking they take a wide receiver? Or do they go whatever offensive lineman we can get? Because now we had them trade back for whatever reason. And now their offensive line woes are only seemingly going to get worse and worse. Oh. Addison. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. I go Addison. Anton? Who? Oh. Yeah, I guess they could go with that guy. Some tackle from Arizona, Oklahoma. Who's probably going to be, if we're going to go tackle, you might as well just go Cody Mauch. He's better than both DeJuan Jones and Anton Harrison. Like, I don't, like, I've never even heard of Anton Harrison. He sounds like you just made him up and he happened to be there. Like, somehow you control this list and you're like, watch this one, guys. Yeah, Chicago needs all the positions. What do you think? Yeah, Chicago's line, if it just had a couple tackles, it'd be unstoppable. Said no one ever. What's up, Ven? Kind of late to this one. We're cruising through because no one's really participating, save like 2 people. Like in 3, I guess. People are watching and I appreciate that, but it's, you know. I don't know. What do you? So should we just put that really random tackle on the Bears and just be like, yeah, probably pick him. Addison. What are we thinking here? So far we have 2 people who have we have Anton or Addison here. Jordan Addison or Anton Harrison. Oh, now he switches to Johnston. So now he's just saying random names. Okay, so now it's between Addison and Johnston and a vague tackle. Bears did just pick up DJ Moore for the #1 pick. I don't know if they're going to go first round receiver. They could always go round 2. Whatever. We're just gonna pick. We're gonna just fuck the Bears. We're spending too much time on that fucking shitty team. They can have Anton Harrison. Screw these guys. Dude, we spent way too much time on Chicago. They suck. Like who gives a shit? Like we spent way too much time talking about them bums, and I feel bad that we did that. I should have just giggled and gave them the worst tackle available and moved on. So, J Cam, are you a Ravens fan? If I'm not mistaken. That was really quick that you brought that up, but so apparently he believes that Foskey's the move here for the Ravens. I don't know who that is, but then again, I don't really know college football that well, especially when we start getting around these picks. Be a total trash trade. Are you talking like trash trade like Diggs to the Bills? Bills fan? Oh, a while back. I don't know. DJ Moore's really good. He gets 1,000+ yards a season with no quarterbacks. So I don't know. Might even take Levis if Stroud somehow falls outside of the top 3. That is pretty crazy. DJ gonna be solid. Oh, Foskey for Bears. Yeah, we made that pick and moved on, man. We spent way too much time on Chicago and no one was really participating, so we just moved on. We're on the Ravens now. I'm not putting a quarterback. If I had my way on this, I don't know why everybody was so animated on CJ fucking Stroud going to the Texans and then no one's really said anything really to that level since. But that's such the bad pick. I don't know why that was the only time anybody said it, like people spoke up. We already have Zay Flowers to the Patriots. I'm not really sure what we would do with the Ravens here. Sorry, we've already stolen him. He's a Patriot. Yeah, Mike already took him. Got to remember, we're sitting there too, and the Ravens and the Patriots basically think the exact same on stuff. So if they're thinking Ravens, we probably already got him. It seems like Cam. It could be a corner here. They kind of need that position. I don't know if they're gonna go receiver since they just signed Odell. Deontay Banks. Yeah, that's a lot of people were saying Cam Smith here too, Max. I think we've seen a bunch of Cam Smiths. And they need corners. Yeah, that's what I mean. Like I don't think they've like brought anybody back, and I think this is Cam Smith cool? South Carolina produces good corners. I think that Stephon Gilmore's from there. I think there's a couple corners in the NFL from there right now. Yeah, like it's a good place. It's a good corner school. I'm gonna go with Cam Smith here if that's cool. Mainly because Buffalo, mainly because I like the school. Yeah, Peters is, you know how corners get. Once you hit the end, you're at the end. All right, what about Minnesota? You know, lots of options here. They could take Ringo here. I'm thinking this is where Ringo goes. It's like one or the other with these two picks. It's like, well, if you don't take Smith, I'm going to take him. And if not, I'm going to take him here for Ringo. But, you know, maybe someone else pops up here. Maybe somebody else pops for you. Cheeto, you just keep suggesting every team's going to draft a wide receiver. No offense, Cheeto, but you're just like receiver. Everybody's taking a wide receiver. Slot in the NFL? Fair enough. You've been suggesting Jordan Addison since pick 10 in this draft. They lost to 20-year-old Adam Thielen. Is that big enough need to draft in the first round? Yeah, I guess we could go with Addison here. There's two Addisons. I mean, they lost, like, I don't think they have any corners left, but see what I mean? There's a lot of options for the Vikings here. They also lost Patrick Peterson, another corner too. I'm telling you, the Vikings lost a lot of people this offseason. This is a pretty big pick for Minnesota because, again, they're in like this weird mini rebuild. Primarily due to the fact that, like, you know, everybody got real old on them or left via free agency because they signed a bunch of like 1 or 2 year deals thinking they might win a Super Bowl. We got a Keely Ringo. We got 2 for pass rushers. We got a couple people for Addison. See what I mean? There's almost no wrong pick on this one. I wish we knew a Vikings person who could just come in and make the pick. Because everybody's making pretty solid points. This is hard. Here's a good point for defensive points, right? Are they equipped to deal with the Lions, the Eagles, the 49ers passing attack if it gets going? Washington likes Ringo. We have Porter Jr. going there. Like, and if you're Minnesota, if you look at your team that's going to be competing directly with you is the Lions. Like, the Lions are right there. Can they stop them? Can they stop the Eagles? Can they stop the Cowboys? You know what I mean? Like, right now, I think their secondary is fucking bad. Like, and I understand like the desire to make their offense better, but like, is their offense that needing to be better? Not really. What, they score like fucking 35 a game last year? What, are they scoring 30 a game last year? Shitting on people. I don't know. We could go Addison here, but I feel like defense is a little bit more important because, again, they have to play some pretty explosive offenses this year. And I don't know if they have the offense to deal with that. Hell, even the Chicago, if like Justin Fields takes a step forward and like DJ Moore and him just click on the right level, oh fuck, that could be real dangerous. Like they didn't even know what to like physically react. I don't think they've physically reacted to Jameson Williams on that touchdown. They literally just went, "Oh shit, look at him." That made me go, "Oh no, Minnesota's in big trouble if they don't know how to fix that." So we Keely might be the move. I honestly think Minnesota might trade up in the draft. I mean, we'll see. I wouldn't be shocked if they make a move forward in the draft to address this situation at corner or secondary. But again, if you guys want to go Jordan Addison here, we can, or we could go Keely Ringo. We could go Foskey. Again, we could go receiver. Cooltron is very adamant about this. Just protect Cooltron. Just say you're like a fan of the team. That we can just move on this way. Oh yeah, I big time Vikings guy. Big Kirko Cousins with the chains. Just be like, yeah, I love Banks. We can go Banks. What about what do you guys think about Deontay Banks? Is he good? That feels like a Minnesota type of pick, Big Ten guy. They need wide receiver, defensive line, linebacker, corner. Since we all hate Minnesota here, you guys just want to give him Jordan Addison anyway? I mean, if Pro Football Focus, the smartest company on earth that doesn't totally make things up, says that, then I guess. Yeah, fuck Minnesota. We're gonna give him a bad pick. Here we go. Oh. Nah, I know who the best receiver low key is in this draft. Hold on. Hold on. We're looking for a local kid. I'm trying to get the feel good story of the draft. No, I'm not gonna do that. No, we're just gonna take Jordan Addison. Fuck this. We'll just fuck this. If their number one need according to PFF is wide receiver, then give them Jordan Addison. Jacksonville Jaguars. Oh, Cardinals released their new uniforms. Kenny, can you post a link in the Discord? Well, I didn't do anything shitty. I gave him the best available receiver. Just take what Pro Football Focus has to say. I literally Buffalo. We gave you the. You said Addison to the Vikings. I just don't agree with it. Jaguars get a corner. Yeah, I agree with that. It has to be secondary, right? that's like their biggest weakness. Could be Ringo, could be Banks. Depends on like how you feel about the either one. What's the preference? Either or. Banks is going to be pretty nice, but I think Ringo might be a little bit better. Plus, his last name just feels like it kind of move. Oh, excuse me. It kind of feels like the move the Jaguars would make. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with Cooltron on this one because we went with your guys' pick last time. So I think just because I don't care about the Jaguars, we're just gonna go with Keely Ringo. New York Giants. We all agreed corner, so it's just you guys got the W on Addison, so he will take the W on. It's there. Okay, cool. I'll look in a second. Oh yeah, those look bad. They look kind of like. Hold on, what the fuck? What is this? Why do they look? Hold on, I'll show you guys. They feel cheap. Why do they look cheap? That doesn't look that great. Ooh. That's those red ones look like shit. Yeesh. It's unfortunate. The black ones don't look too bad. Yeah, that just... Yeah, they don't look great. What's up, Chase? Yeah, we've been live for a little bit. Don't worry, you walked away with Witherspoon in this draft. You had your guy. Hey, we're at 18 likes too. We might even hit 20 on this one. Thanks. Thanks for Giants. All these teams need corners. Yeah, I agree, Buffalo. Yeah, look at that. We all kind of agree on Banks here. Anybody got any other major takes on this one? Looks like YouTube decided. I don't think anybody. I didn't think I got a notification for my own stream. Now that I'm thinking about it. Now that I think about it, this stream's actually doing pretty good despite basketball playoffs being on. They need receiver. The Giants, yeah, they could go receiver here. They could go Johnston here. We hit over 20 likes. Hey, I appreciate that, everybody. Thank you very much. Helps the stream out. Look at that. Sheesh. I like the idea of corner here. I like the idea of receiver. Did they address that in the offseason in any like significant way? Because I almost consider that to be their biggest need, is somebody other than nobody to catch the football. Like they lost Kenny Galladay. I mean, I think they kept like Sterling Shepard. They added Waller. Oh, okay. So yeah, that eliminates a first round need. I think. Yeah, that's probably enough to where you're like, you don't desperately need a pass catcher in the first. Yeah, we want to go. Do we just want to go with Banks? I'm fine with that. Cowboys need a quarterback, that's for sure. All right, yeah, we'll just go Banks. Enough people have said the same name, so. Dallas Cowboys. Nolan Smith, Isaiah Foskey stand out. They could go Bijan Robinson here, but they didn't really meet with him. Brees Banks. Oh, Byron Brees. Well, there's we'll see. What are we all thinking? I don't really know what exactly the Cowboys are needing. I know number one needs quarterback. Number two need his coach. We got Zay Flowers on the. We can go over the picks right here because we've only got a few left. Hold on. So far we had Bryce Young go 1, CJ Stroud go 2. Even though I think this is the Cardinals get Anderson at 3. Will Anderson. The Colts get Will Levis. We have the Seahawks take Jalen Carter. Lions get Devin Witherspoon. I made this pick in honor of Chase, by the way. Chase. Oh yeah, you're Chase. Yeah, this was in your spirit. I was like, I already know if Chase was here, what he would do in the claimed pick. They could go running back, but they just didn't meet with him. They didn't meet with. It could be a thing, but it might not be a big deal. Anthony Richardson went to the Raiders, and we had Paris Johnson go to the Falcons. Then we had the Chargers trade with the Bears, and they went up and got Christian Gonzalez. Then Tyree Wilson to the Eagles. Yeah. Jackson Smith and Jigba went to the Titans. Peter Skoronski went to the Texans. Broderick Jones to the Jets. Zay Flowers to the Patriots. Michael Mayer to the Packers. Joey Porter Jr. to the Commanders. Cowboys need tight end. Yeah, I was gonna say I thought the Cowboys had other tight ends. Darnell Wright went to the Steelers. The Lions got Brian Branch with their second pick. Miles Murphy went to the Bucks. I couldn't remember what team that was. Lucas Van Ness went to the Seahawks. Anton Harrison went to the Bears. Cam Smith went to the Ravens. Jordan Addison and went to the Vikings. Keely Ringo went to the Jaguars. And Deontay Banks winds up with the Giants. So now Cheeto, you're a Cowboys fan, so do you just want Bijan? I'll put him on there. Yeah, guys, by the way, this is kind of one of them situations where he's a fan of the team, so he gets to override the pick. If he says Bijan, he gets Bijan. It's just kind of like one of them things. It's not a guess thing. I don't know what you're boo-hooing about. This is his team's pick. If you're a fan of a team and you didn't speak up, you want Noah Smith or Nolan Smith? What do you want, man? Just say the pick. And we'll put him on there. Nolan? All right, do you want Nolan? Yeah, I like Nolan Smith a lot too. I'd almost want the Patriots to trade back and take this guy. Yeah, all right. Buffalo Bills. Who's a Bills fan? Yeah, I was gonna say, or I don't know what the Bills would do. Bijan. Yeah, it feels like they're gonna go running back again and just keep trying to find the running back that they need. Just to add to the stable of guys they don't hand the football off to. Probably a good idea. But didn't they sign Damian Harris and just draft a running back? I don't know if they're gonna do that. Bijan. All right. Yeah, you're a Bills fan. We could do that. We'll take Bijan. Everybody's saying Bijan. We'll put Bijan on the Bills. Just keep adding running backs. I think they added Damian Harrison though. So I don't know if they take a running back in the first. Hey, you just keep adding them in there. It'll eventually play out. What do we do with the Bengals here? Because we kind of took away their pick. Man, my nose is starting to get fucking itchy. I hate this shit so much. Hold on. Yeah, I don't know what the Bengals do. Yeah, Kincaid wouldn't be bad. Kincaid, whatever the fuck his name is. Yeah, it was him or Mayer. So yeah, we all agreed. Yeah, we all agreed on this actually. That's fun. I like when everybody kind of just has the same idea where I'm like, would they still take Kincaid or whatever? New Orleans. You could argue that they'd take DeJuan Jones, that they'd take some motherfuckers. BJ Ujulari. Antoine Edetimois Edeboir. Yeah, I don't know. What do we think? I don't know what these guys need. Yeah, sure. Fair enough. Yeah, fair enough, Buffalo. Yeah, it is what it is. That's when you have later picks. Yeah, I understand that. No, I mean, Bijan wouldn't be a bad pick at all if you get him right here, to be honest. If Bijan was all the way here, that'd be a great pick. Brees. We just want to just give him Brees. They probably need it, dude. They need a lot, so fuck it, dude. I don't care. Jahmyr Gibbs here. Quentin Johnson. No, they don't need a receiver. Trenton Simpson. Let's see. What was their first pick? What do we do? Oh yeah, they got Tyree Wilson. I was literally like hoping that Bijan would still be here for the Eagles because that would be like a. But yeah, Gibbs is their pick. And then the Chiefs. Fuck. Quinton. They go Johnston, right? Like, who are the receivers? They actually need wide receivers over there. What do we think? Do they go Mingo? Possibly even. Johnston. Yeah, that's my guess too. Is like they need a receiver. They're like they keep losing them and not really getting anybody new. Unless they like trade this for DeAndre Hopkins. Do you want to do that and just like give the Cardinals another pick? Even though they wouldn't trade, like have to trade that pick away. That, you know, that's also why I think DeAndre is gonna wind up a Chief now, right? I just got this like fucking awful feeling that he's gonna wind up at Kansas City. Because the Chiefs just are making like zero motion to get a receiver, and it's really odd. Bills and Eagles. Yeah, there could be a swap by the Bills and the Eagles, so the Eagles could get Bijan. Oh, maybe you guys get Jamar Gibbs, you know? Those are the two best in the class. And they're actually good running backs, too. That's the cool thing. Chiefs could use an edge rusher. Yeah, I mean, we can go with whatever. I don't know. What do you guys think? I'm just guessing they need a receiver because I think there's quite a big drop-off after here compared to, like, edge rushers are pretty much every other pick, it feels like. But I feel like not getting Quentin here might fuck them. But, hey, I don't know. The Johnston City, Tennessee. All right, what are we thinking? We'll end this up strong. Anybody has any very strong feelings on why it shouldn't be Johnston, we can do that, but I tend to agree with the Johnston. Just mainly on what I've been seeing out of Kansas City and like their various woes from the off season. Yeah, Kansas City can afford boomer bust. You got to remember they're kind of like in a cool position where like they don't have to nail these picks. You're getting ripped into lately? What? All right, we're gonna give him a receiver. Let him. Why'd they only highlight the Will Johnson? Why this one? Best pick of the draft. Yeah, I would agree. Oh, in the gym. Okay. I didn't know what you meant. You're like, I'm getting ripped into lightly. I'm like, oh, that's good. Not a bad draft. Don't really know how to describe who came away the ultimate winner, but you're good, Kenny. You're good. So again, Young went to the Panthers. Texans got Stroud. Cardinals get Will Anderson Jr. Colts get Will Levis. Seahawks get Jalen Carter. Lions get Devin Witherspoon. Raiders get Anthony Richardson. The Falcons get Paris Johnson Jr. Chargers, who trade with the Bears, get Christian Gonzalez. This is our kind of like last mock draft before next Thursday. Tyree Wilson goes to the Eagles. Titans get Jackson Smith and Jigba. Peter Skoronski goes to the Texans. The Jets get Broderick Jones. Patriots get Zay Flowers. Packers get Michael Mayer. Yeah, if the Lions can somehow pull getting off this setup, which they weirdly can, oh man, yeah, that'd be so great. The Washington gets if the Lions and Patriots wind up with these first rounds, I would be shitting on myself. Darnell Wright went to the Steelers. Brian Branch goes to the Lions. Miles Murphy goes to the Buccaneers. Lucas Van Ness goes to the Seahawks. Plus, Brian Branch should get a chip on his shoulder if he goes if he falls all the way to here. The Chargers spot taken by the Bears. They get Anton Harrison. Cam Smith goes to the Ravens. Jordan Addison to the Vikings. Keely Ringo to the Jags. The Giants get Deontay Banks. Nolan Smith to the Cowboys. Bijan Robinson to the Bills. Dalton Kincaid. I think it's Kincaid. I think I've been saying that right. To the Bengals. Brian Brees goes to the Saints. Yeah, this is a pretty good draft, you guys, actually, overall. Jahmyr Gibbs goes to the Eagles. And Quentin Johnston rounds out the final pick in the top one, or in the top first round, to the Chiefs. I actually don't mind that draft. It's pretty good. Yeah, Jax, that's my problem. I don't know these people till like we slowly get into like until like we get closer, like pro days and like hearing just more and more about them and like how they play and like what team they might fit into a little bit better. It's also hard for me to kind of understand what's going on because again, I don't really fuck with college football. Any big news or anything? Because if not, I might get out of here. Ooh. What time is it? How long have I been live? I'll do like another 10 minutes or so if you guys want. If not, I might get out of here. I don't know. It was a fun stream. Ugh. Pretty surprised that we had pretty solid live viewership most of the stream. We were like between 9 and like I think it only got as low as 8 people during the draft, so that's not too bad. Overall attendance was up at the stream. Just total number of views only got to like 85. But that's all right. It's the middle of NBA playoffs, or there's like 5 NBA playoff games going on right now. Or well, 2 of them anyway, and they're 2 rather large teams, so. Yeah, we kind of looked at that. They look really shitty. That's kind of what we thought too. Oh, what the fuck? Oh. Yeah, they don't look good. Where were we at? Oh, we were right here. Justin Henry Malloy. Hey, the man with 3 first names. Yeah, they just don't. Yeah, it's just I just don't think they're good. It really says Bird Gang. That's hilarious. Bird Gang. See, whenever I see this word, all I think of is Birdman and Lil Wayne kissing each other, and I can't really fuck with all that. It's stupid. Protect the nest. yeah, I don't think Kyler Murray should wear that. Bird Gang. Is that their new thing? They're like, oh man, these just look like cheap uniforms. I don't know. The red ones don't look so bad. Like in actual, like when they're not like laying on the ground. I just don't like the lettering. Like I don't think the lettering looks good on them. Like if these were styled like these black ones here, these like if you take this black design, like the design of this black jersey with like this right here, and the no fucking cheap lettering across the front, I just got rid of that, and you put those sleeves on this would actually start to look like a nice jersey, right? You got the trim, you got like that nice black, like you take it's like nice black neckline, you take this and you just transpose it right here, add some extra color on it. Well, these I think are the Color Rush actually, so I don't know if they could do that. I don't know which ones are the Color Rush. I'm guessing it's the red ones, so I guess they could, but they're all like Color Rush. You know what I mean? So I can't really tell. They're all white, black, or red. So I don't know if. Like I said, I think these black ones don't look so bad, but like you know, they just look like cheap black jerseys. Like you put these in reds with that sleeve pattern and like the black D trim on it, actually doesn't look so bad. But like, I don't know. They might need to go back to the drawing board on some of these. Thought we were moving forward in jersey design and stuff like that. Now we're moving backwards, it feels like. 10 steps forward from out. You know, that one guy makes a really good point in the Discord, though. They may be kind of ugly and cheap looking, but boy, oh boy, it was goddamn time they finally upgraded them things. Like, at least they did something finally. You know what? I will say, and I mean, and you know what? You know what the problem with a lot of them pictures is? I always think like they always look a little bit better in actual practical use. Like they probably actually do look okay. I think it's just for some reason in like these kind of like weird layouts, they just look weird. Like there's just like this weird offness when you're like taking pictures in a room. Like they're not in their natural environment. They're not like, because they might even be designed to look differently depending like under specific lighting conditions, right? Like you know they could look better under like a 1 o'clock Sunday sky. Like not that it's like matters the day of the week, but like 1 o'clock sky, middle of the afternoon in like fall weather. It like has like this different look to it. You know what I mean? It could pop against the sky in a weird way. You know, there's all kinds of crazy like design shit that might take into place once it's actually like in play. That could be going on as well. Never know. Nike usually does pretty good with this shit, so. But it's just so ugly colored. I just hate the fact that they're at, like teams are just going to like all one color uniform. I'm like, ugh, so boring. All right, so I think that's it for me, guys. It's been an hour and 50 minutes, so I think I'm gonna get out of here tonight. We'll be live again tomorrow night for the Tigers. I don't know, it's a fun stream. I appreciate you guys for coming by. I think we had a final pretty good draft here. We'll be live for the NFL draft next Sunday. We'll probably do some other NFL content. Maybe just depends. I'm gonna be pretty busy for the next couple days with just I got school shit going on, so. We'll be live though for the Tigers at 7 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. Should be a good time. Hope to see you there. If not, I'll see you when I see you next. Again, thank you for coming out. I appreciate it. Even if you were just watching along, enjoying the stream, enjoying the drafting, I appreciate you. Thank you kindly. Just remember, you're always welcome to participate. And if you don't know how to participate, just comment on the video afterward. Be like, I don't know how to comment on these, and I'll walk you through it. It's very easy. No need to feel embarrassed about it. All right, well that's that. Peace out. I'll see you next time. Go Lions, go Tigers, and of course it's always go Patriots. And yeah, thanks for a fun stream. Peace.